before we talk about that anymore, you see this little square here?
Mm-hmm.
This little square is a piece of the uterus that I'm going to show you a picture of in much larger scale. Only I'm going to actually erase what I drew and draw it again for you. So I want you to think about this little square here. And the muscle of the uterus is out here. And the cavity of the uterus is here. Now the muscle is called myometrium. M-Y-O-M-E-T-R-I-U-M. And the cells which line the uterus that are inside the cavity are called the endometrium. E-N-D-O-M-E-T-R-I-U-M. Morning Lab gave me a lot of crap about that. They said the M looked like a W. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can.
The myometrium is?
The muscle of the uterus, and the endometrium is the lining of the uterus. Now, look at this graph. This is a graph, and on the y-axis we have hormone levels. On the x-axis we have days. And I'm going to show you a 28-day cycle of a female who is not, repeat, not going to get pregnant. Okay? But every month she's going to mature eggs, one of which is going to be extruded. And every month she's going to prepare her uterus for pregnancy. So here's how that works. We're going to start this graph on day 0, and by definition, day 0 is the first day after she has finished her menstrual flow. So she's had her menstrual flow. Most of women call that her menstrual period. But she's had her menstrual flow. And the day after that is day 0 on this graph. What's going on in her endometrium? In her endometrium, she has a very thin layer of cells. Now I drew it as a single layer. It's not really a single layer, but it's pretty darn thin. Okay? And the blood vessels that are penetrating the myometrium and giving nourishment to the endometrium are very short and straight. Now, from her anterior pituitary gland, her anterior pituitary gland will secrete a hormone called follicle stimulating hormone, which is abbreviated FSH. Under the influence of follicle stimulating hormone, am I not doing it right? Should I be spelling out follicle? Do I have to do that? No? No? Okay. Under the influence of follicle stimulating hormone, her follicle is stimulated and it starts to mature. It's maturing an egg. And each follicle has an egg, and it is also producing estrogen. So the estrogen level, which was relatively low, not 0, but relatively low, starts to rise. When the estrogen level gets high enough, and that takes about 14 days, at about 14 days, the estrogen level gets high enough that the estrogen level has a negative feedback on the anterior pituitary, causing the anterior pituitary to stop making follicle stimulating hormone and instead to release a second hormone called luteinizing hormone, L-U-T-E-I-N-I-Z-I-N-G. hormone, which no one wants to say or spell, and so they abbreviate that one LH. Under the influence of luteinizing hormone, the follicle ruptures, the egg is extruded, and that is ovulation.